One morning, you find yourself feeling slightly disoriented. Your recent memories consist of an enjoyable trip to Eastern Europe, where you relished in the beauty of various landmarks. However, the subsequent recollection of a turbulent encounter involving Russian mobsters clouds your mind. Their leader's menacing grin and ominous words, "Maybe our friend needs a dirt nap," echo in your thoughts. To your dismay, the intended meaning behind the phrase is now all too clear, as you find yourself trapped within a coffin, buried 6 feet under. The pressing question remains, how will you overcome this dire predicament? Many people harbor a deep-seated fear of being buried alive. If we were to claim that in 2018, a staggering 15% of individuals were accidentally buried alive at cemeteries, our claustrophobic readers might be unnerved. However, rest assured, this statement is purely fictional. In reality, incidents of premature burial are so infrequent that no official statistics are available. Historically, during the 1800s, the fear of being buried alive was widespread. As a result, unique coffins were designed with a string attached to a bell above the grave. This feature allowed those mistakenly buried to signal for help by ringing the bell. Despite the existence of such coffins, no verified cases of their actual use have been documented. But imagine just for a moment, if you were to find yourself in this unlikely predicament, how would you cope? Let's be completely honest, escaping from a premature burial would require a considerable amount of luck and prove to be an incredibly challenging feat. It's so difficult that, hypothetically, countless individuals might currently be attempting to claw their way out of their graves, only to succumb to asphyxiation. It's an unsettling thought that perhaps 15% of people could truly be buried alive. In our research, we found no definitive method to determine if a buried body is, in fact, deceased. In the event that your family chooses embalming, rest assured that there would be no doubt about your demise. The process, which involves removing blood and replacing it with a mixture of preserving chemicals, ensures that life is no longer possible. However, it's worth noting that embalming is not legally required. Alternatively, your family could request refrigeration until the funeral service, which is a more cost-effective option. This method helps maintain your body in a presentable state, allowing your loved ones to bid farewell without the unsettling appearance of a scene from The Walking Dead. The chilling process slows down cellular activity, reducing oxygen requirements and allowing the heart to beat minimally while still sustaining life. However, let's consider the unlikely scenario that you've been buried alive, possibly as a result of a precarious encounter with the Russian mob, who seem to find amusement in burying their adversaries in coffins and listening to their futile escape attempts. In this case, your chances of survival may be slim, but not entirely impossible. So, what course of action should you take? Step 1. Keep calm. Have you ever been told to calm down during an argument, only to feel your anger intensify? Well, in this situation, you genuinely need to remain composed. Waking up in a coffin is undoubtedly a distressing and horrifying experience, and it's understandable if your first instinct is to panic. However, you must resist that urge. When engaged in a heated exchange with a significant other, you can afford to ignore calming advice, thanks to the abundant oxygen available. However, inside a buried coffin, your oxygen supply is limited. If you've woken up in this predicament, it means you've already consumed a significant portion of the available oxygen while asleep. Panicking will only accelerate your oxygen intake, which won't benefit you at all. Instead, it's crucial to clear your mind and practice meditation. Focus on regulating your breathing and maintaining emotional stability. This mindful approach will give you the best chance at preserving your limited oxygen supply. Step 2. Assess your surroundings. Once you've managed to remain calm, it's time to examine the inside of your coffin. Perhaps you have a pocket knife, a belt buckle, or any other hard, rigid object. A belt buckle could be utilized to tap rhythmically on the coffin lid, hoping that someone above might hear you. In the case of accidental burial, there's a possibility that people are still nearby, paying their last respects or finalizing your grave. A pocket knife could prove helpful in attempting to break out of the coffin. Interestingly, some individuals are buried with cell phones, either accidentally or intentionally, so loved ones can call the deceased. An odd custom, but to each their own. If you find yourself with a cell phone, try making a call. There's a slim chance you'll have reception, although if your provider is T-Mobile, the odds may not be in your favor. Step 3. Gear up for escape. So you either lack a cell phone or chose a T-Mobile contract, which leaves you without reception in your coffin or most other locations. Now it's time to break free. If you're in a steel-lined coffin, regrettably, your chances are slim. In that case, the pocket knife presents two options: a swift end or a slow, suffocating demise. However, if you've been buried in a more affordable wooden coffin or a sturdy cardboard variant, you can be grateful for your family's frugality. Your goal is to create an opening in the coffin to crawl through, but first, you must secure your ability to breathe. Take your shirt and pull it up over your head to create a makeshift hood, similar to what happens during a hockey fight. This will prevent dirt from entering and help preserve some oxygen as you work your way upward. Step 4. Break free and settle the score. With your shirt securely over your head to maintain some breathable air while you dig through layers of soil, or simply to appear humorously absurd when discovered years later, locate the center of your coffin's lid. This point will be structurally weakest due to scientific reasons. Although space is tight, start hammering at this spot. While you might not fully break through, you could flex the lid enough for the weight of the dirt above to cause it to crack. After achieving this, tear apart the wood or sturdy cardboard and push the incoming soil to the bottom of your coffin. Simultaneously, wiggle your body to ensure your head doesn't become trapped. Emulate a worm's movements, pushing the dirt aside and downward while expanding the opening in the lid. Eventually, you should create a large enough hole to begin your ascent, which is comparatively easier. Since your burial was recent, the soil should be loosely packed and relatively easy to dig through. However, the compacting dirt will reduce your air supply, so act quickly to reach the surface. Once you've emerged, indulge in a well-earned gulp of fresh air. Feel free to let loose and express your relief. Fully extricating yourself might take some time, but persistent wriggling should eventually free your arms, enabling you to pull yourself to liberation. Congratulations, you've made a triumphant return from the grave, akin to a predictable plot twist on AMC's The Walking Dead. Now, seize this second chance at life, or at the very least, switch your phone carrier. How would you cope with being buried alive? Does the idea frighten you? Share your thoughts in the comments.